Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel where we delve into the fascinating world of understanding narcissists. My name is Deanna King for those who don't know me, and on this channel we discuss all things narcissism and codependency, along with lots of tips on what to do or how to heal certain areas. And of course, if anything I have to say today can enrich your life in any way, please consider subscribing, clicking the bell, sharing your experiences in the comments. I would love to hear from you, or even sharing the content. So on that note, let's dive right in. Today, we are going to shine a light on a manipulative tactic often employed by narcissists, the tactic of using body language to control you. They will use body language in two ways. The first one is to read your body language, and the second is the body language that they use on you for you to read. So let's start with the first one and stay tuned because the second part is worth hearing. The narcissist will watch for every single detail of your body responses or movements, and they'll look for telltale signs of what you're feeling. Talk about micromanagement and incredible control tactics. So for those of you who say that you feel that you're always being watched, you are. It's an obsession with them. Here are 3 body language indicators misread by narcissists. Number 1, eye contact and gaze misinterpretation. Number 2, facial expressions and emotional misunderstanding. And 3, posture and nonverbal cues misconstrued. They will accuse you of emotions such as being angry when in reality you are not, at least not at first. They'll push your buttons relentlessly until you reach your boiling point though. So it starts innocently enough. You're engaged in a conversation or simply spending time with them, and suddenly out of nowhere they're accusing you of being angry, even though you're confident that you haven't shown any signs of anger. They're persistently claiming otherwise. Narcissists are constantly reading your body language, and often it is misread, especially the covert with their paranoia, but it can also not be misread and actually used as a tactic to manipulate your emotions, because if they're accusing you and being insistent on their accusations, at one point, you will likely lose it. You might be cold due to a chill in the air and wrap your arms around yourself, and the next thing you know, you're being accused of being a belligerent and being this angry person, and now they're insisting on a response from you as to why you're so angry. And no matter how you argue back and stand your ground, they will basically let you know that you're lying. So the next time that you're put through the ringer like this, remember, they're either unhinged or they're baiting you. So don't bite. Another way that they'll misconstrue is, example, you might be listening to some story that they're telling you, and during the conversation, you happen to move your eyes over to the right or something. It happens when people are processing or trying to remember something. And now a huge fight ensues because you're being accused of rolling your eyes and disrespecting them. They're so chaotic. At this point, you know how angry that they can get, so you continue to try to find ways to reason with them just to try and keep things at bay. It's so much heavy lifting around these characters. But they'll just keep pushing with their one-track minds until you end up upset and losing it. So now they've just proven that they were right. You know, people say that narcissists are extremely sensitive and they pick up easily on our emotions, but I wouldn't be so quick to give them that title, because in my mind, if they're able to read emotions so easily, it's obviously because they're paying attention. They're glued to every move you make. And so it only stands to reason that they'll find what they're looking for, even if they have to create it themselves. So why do they do this? The narcissist is fueled by a desperate need for control and dominance in the relationship. They want 100% control. You're a thing to them. Nothing more than a servant. You're there to fulfill every need, whether that's to give them attention, praise, the space to vent and throw all their negativity on, to feed them, to clean, for their physical needs, money, vehicles, or house, to feel powerful. All of this is supply. And in order to ensure all of this, they need to manage. You're the worker and they're the manager. And so by accusing you of being angry, they aim to trigger a reaction and assert their authority over you. More supply. So in the examples I just mentioned, they got to decide which emotions that they could instill in you. It's sick control. They enjoy the power that they gain by doing this. Gaslighting plays a significant role in this manipulation tactic. By repeatedly insisting that you're angry, the narcissist plants seeds of doubt in your mind, making you question your own emotions and sanity. The strategic gaslighting creates a confusion and vulnerability, giving them the upper hand again. Once the narcissist has accused you of being angry, they don't stop there. They persistently push your buttons, purposely seeking to provoke a reaction. They might engage in passive-aggressive behavior, intentionally poke sensitive topics, or use snarky remarks to make you really angry. And for anyone new to this world of narcissism, gaslighting is a psychological manipulation tactic that's used by individuals to gain control over others, making them question their own thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions of reality. The term originates from the 1938 play Gaslight and subsequent film adaptations, where the main character's husband manipulates her by dimming the gas lights and denying that the lights fluctuate when she notices. So when they accuse their victims of being angry, upset, or displaying negative emotions, when the victim is not actually feeling that way or exhibiting such body language cues, this tactic serves a few purposes. Let's take a look. Number one, it discredits the victim's emotions. By falsely accusing the victim of being angry or upset, they aim to undermine the victim's emotional responses, portraying them as exaggerated or irrational. This can make the victim doubt their own emotions, leading them to question their own feelings and reactions, like I just said. The second one is to shift blame and maintain control. They'll use misinterpretations of body language as a way to deflect attention from their own behavior or actions. By accusing the victim of being angry, the narcissist creates a distraction, shifting the focus onto the victim's perceived emotional state rather than addressing their own problematic behaviors. The third one is to destabilize the victim's self-perception. They're looking to erode their victim's self-confidence and self-trust. Nice people, huh? So when the narcissist brags about how well they can read people, remember all of the cues of discomfort that you yourself displayed around them. For example, staring blankly at them, patiently waiting for them to finish bragging so you could get back to reading your book. Hint, hint here, right? And how they misread that as intrigue and admiration. They never picked up on your cue that you were trying to read here. Narcissists tend to interpret body language in a way that aligns with their self-aggrandizing narratives. Their entitlement blinds them, preventing them from accurately reading nonverbal cues. But they'll tell you how well they can read energy. So, my dear viewers, next time you encounter a narcissistic individual misreading your body language, remember that their perception is not a reflection of reality. They live in another world. Your own self-awareness will always withstand their distorted narratives. When we talk about the narcissists and body language misinterpretation, consider how the narcissist relies on manipulating your perception of reality, which is where the second part comes in. Narcissists often use their own body language as a tool to confuse or deceive their victims. They'll project confidence and sincerity through their body language, pretending to be empathetic or concerned while intentionally undermining the victim's reality. And here are some ways that they can use body language to manipulate. Contradictory signals. The narcissist will use language that contradicts their verbal communication. For example, they might say something reassuring while displaying defensive or aggressive body language, confusing the victim about their true intention. They might say something to you like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Everything is fine," while staring at you in the eyes with a cold look. The second one is invalidating nonverbal cues. They'll use dismissive body language to undermine the victim's emotions or experiences. They'll roll their eyes, they'll scoff, or sigh dramatically to convey that the victim's feelings or concerns are unwarranted or ridiculous. And I'm sure many of you can relate here. A lot of times when we've seen them do things like that, it hurts us, of course, but we also tell ourselves that, they just think that they're better than us. But it goes deeper than that. It's even more manipulative because they're doing it to control. They're attempting to control your mood. They're doing it to weaken you. It's malicious. They're doing it to scare you so that you're back walking on eggshells, because that angry, serious, stern look on their face is being used to make you afraid of them. So it's not just a little thing to shrug off. It's cruelty. This makes them feel powerful because they have just controlled you. And again, this is supply. So remember this the next time that you see them walking in with that look on their face. They're baiting you. So it's a bad idea to ask them what's wrong. Just ignore them as best you can anyway. The third one is reinforcing self-doubt. Narcissists will use confident and authoritative body language to make the victim doubt their own perception. They might use assertive gestures, maintain steady eye contact, or have an overall dominant posture which can intimidate the victim. Selective mirroring. Narcissists sometimes mirror the body language of their victims to create a false sense of empathy or a connection. This tactic can mislead victims into believing that their experiences are being understood and validated when, in reality, the abuser is manipulating them, trying to get information out of them, for example. As long as you're involved closely to a narcissist, you will experience all types of body language manipulation. So here are a few strategies to help maintain your composure when confronted with these accusations. Self-awareness. Recognize your emotional state and tune into how the narcissist's accusations affect you. Get familiar with emotional intelligence, aka emotional literacy. The second one is emotional detachment. Practice detaching yourself from the narcissist's attempts to provoke a reaction. Remind yourself that their accusations are baseless and solely focused on gaining power over you. The more you know, the more you're informed, right? Set boundaries. Establish clear boundaries with yourself. Do not tolerate their manipulative tactics. Walk away or call them out on it. You might want to say something like, "You seem to want to make me afraid of you." And lastly, number 4, talk to someone about it. You need the support. You need the affirmation that you aren't crazy, and you need the empowerment. It's vital to recognize this manipulation tactic for what it is. A form of emotional abuse. It's not because they had bad childhoods. Yes, they might have, and so have you, but they're doing this on purpose. By identifying the narcissist's motives and their repetitive patterns, you can better shield yourself against their gaslighting and regain control over your emotions. Remember, you have the power to break free from this cycle of manipulation. By understanding the behaviors employed by narcissists, you can regain control over your emotions and protect your well-being. So that's a wrap for today. And as always, stay strong, stay aware, and take care of yourselves. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.